And I want you to know this. And I want you to know this. Yeah. And I want you to know this. And I want you to know this. And I want you to know this. And I want you to know.
Guys, we are back with another episode of Just Saying. We got our girl Sandra in the house. Sandra Lynn, home team. That's our home girl. Do they still say home girl? Home girl. That's a 90 thing. I think that's a 90 thing. Anyway, of course, I'm Marlette.
I'm
is
Diane. Hi,
Diane.
everybody. And we are back. And thank you also from last week.
Yep. Thank you for the likes, the comments. We want you to subscribe to the channel, though. Share the videos. Tell us what you think. Leave us some comments if you want us to talk about a certain situation.
Anything.
Anything.
Anything goes. That's right, guys.
That's it.
And today we are here. We want to talk about something that's trending. Of course, everyone knows what's going on with Bobbi Kristina.
Right.
That unfortunate event. And we just want to kind of talk about that a little and a couple of other things. So, guys, what do you think as far as Bobbi Kristina and what has happened to her and how similar it is with what happened to her mom?
It is sad. I think that is absolutely sad.
It is.
Such a beautiful young lady, so young, to have something of this magnitude to happen to her in such a sad, unfortunate event. But you know, we're gonna continue to pray for her.
That's right. That's important. Let's keep her lifted up and keep prayers going towards her, because she is a young girl who lost her mother at a young age, and then growing up as a celebrity child, that doesn't help anyway. You know,
when does she have the time to really grieve on her own without the camera being in her face?
And I think that's part of the problem. That was part of her problem. And of course, guys, you know, you're probably hearing a lot of rumors. There's a lot of rumors out there, a lot of sites that's coming on with, oh, she's on
ventilator.
Yeah, she's on life support, or they're calling in the family. The family's gathering to say goodbye. And some of that's just not true. So I guess if you don't hear it from CNN or BET or whatever, then.
And either way it goes, pray for the family.
It doesn't matter what the status is right now. We want to pray for her family, and allow God just to say, you know, Lord, whatever your will, and just give that family strength to handle whatever it is. But the main thing I think they need to do is to just give that family their privacy. I don't care if they are in the limelight. You need to just allow them time to just kind of wrap their mind around what they're dealing with.
And they don't get that. They're not getting that, because people are bombarding them. They're taking pictures. We saw pictures of Bobbi Brown standing outside of the Emory Hospital.
Just heartless, I think.
It's just,
and a lot of people would say, well, if you sign up to be a celebrity, then you have to. That's part of the deal.
That's true to some degree.
To some degree, because they are still people. They still are humans. They need their, you know, personal space. But what do you think about how the whole, just like her mom, you know, premeditated maybe?
It's very eerie to me. It's very eerie. And it's almost like when you start out in that kind of life, when you're famous or you're the child of famous parents, you tend to gravitate towards harmful, hurtful activities for yourself. You know? So that seems to be something that happens to a lot of stuff.
Well, I think, you know, I'm not sure as to how her mom or her dad looked at how they were raising her, but if they would just kind of step back and look at it and say, you know what, I don't like the negative attention that I'm getting, so I kind of want to shield my child from all of this negative publicity that they're getting.
And then kids have a certain, because she's Whitney Houston's daughter.
And Bobbi Brown.
And Bobbi Brown, two mega pop stars. So she probably... the king of R&B, Mr. My Prerogative. You know, so she probably already, as a young girl, had a lot of pressure just being their child.
Absolutely.
Just being.
And obviously, if you go back to some of the shows like Being Bobbi Brown, and you go back to the Houston's On Our Own, which was later on, you can see Bobbi Kristina in a lot of pressure. I remember one show in particular where they gave her hundreds and hundreds of dollars to go shopping. She's like an 8-year-old girl. She's counting out money.
Do you remember though when when the media, when she was younger, she was real, you know, she was kind of plump, she was fat, and the media was like, oh, she's
in her awkward stage.
Yeah, and how does that make her feel as a young girl? She hadn't even had time to grow up,
right?
You know, so it's that whole stigma of trying to live a certain way, having a certain look in front of the camera, you know, and then having to just deal with regular
And then
life.
when you're the child of a superstar, mega superstar, how do you live up to that?
Mega.
If your mom is Cher or your mom is Diana Ross,
you're always in her shadow.
In the shadow.
You're always in her shadow.
And then you are expected to
live up to her,
exactly.
her degree as to what she succeeded. But the thing of it is, I think we as a people, as society as a whole, need to just step back and just say, wow, these are people.
Right.
And the thing is this, we like the way Whitney sings. We didn't mean we know her.
Exactly.
I mean, you can't tell me that, you know, Barack Obama is my husband, but but still, though, I don't know him as a man. He's the president of the United States. That does not mean that if I see him, I need to run up to him and wrap arms around him. You can't do that. You need to be respectful and just show some respectful.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think that's what happens with stars. In general, you see these people. We see Denzel Washington on TV, and we make him into this icon. And then when he falls, it's like you know, so when Whitney has
then we judge them. Then we judge them.
So. And they are, we've said it 100 times, they are human. They grow, you know, just like we grow up with childhood issues that affect us in our adult life, they grew up with childhood issues, having to deal with their issues, plus be in the limelight. What way do I, and please know that I'm not, please know this, I am not justifying drugs or anything. In
any kind of way.
But
any kind of way.
them, that's their only way of
escaping.
Because they have their personal life they're having to deal with, well, their childhood life, if they're married, their married life, and then their stardom life. So it is a lot of pressure. It takes
you know
a special
how
type of
sometimes if you ever looked at like behind the scene or behind the music or something like that, on something, you see a lot of people who really say that they either need to get a drink or some type of drug, some type of high to deal with all of it, because in all actuality you might be an introvert and you got to kind of get into character, so to speak.
The only thing, I always say this, the only thing that money does, having a surplus of money and having access to a lot, the only thing that does is bring out what's in you.
What's already in you.
If I'm a person that's prone to depression as a broke person, or a person that's financially struggling, when I get millions as a star, I'm only going to go into depression and use something to go and help me on depression. I'm going to have alcohol or drugs
to bring me up.
And I think I remember hearing at one time that Whitney had somewhat of, I don't know, anxiety, and it just started with her taking something to try to calm her down. Because she has access to all this money, kind of like Michael Jackson. He had access to people, bringing it in, and who's not going to bring you what you want?
But, you know, and let's talk about Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson he didn't have time to be a kid. I mean, really, because it's like from this big to his death, he was always Michael Jackson.
Never allowed to be
a kid. You know, we have to just but you know, Joe Jackson was.
He was hard on him.
That's the price you pay for fame, but I just don't think at any cost I'm going to sacrifice my child.
And you have to always live, being a Whitney or a Michael, you have to always live as Whitney or Michael Jackson.
At all
you can't let your hair down. You know, like I think Oprah went to a store and they literally had to close the store down. So everybody wants to live this fame life and this fabulous life, but there's a price that goes with it.
I remember
that goes with that fame.
I remember back in the day when Criss Cross was out.
Jump.
You know, the one thing, they were young teenagers or whatever, and they said the one thing they missed was going to the mall.
Something simple.
Going to the mall. They couldn't go to the mall. The malls had to be closed for them to shop. And, you know, but again,
Michael Jackson said that too about going to Walmart or going to grocery shopping.
Some people say it's the price you pay for fame, but I absolutely don't agree with that. I just think, we think because I buy your music, you owe me something. And I don't think that's fair anyway.
And you owe me to be that. be on this level at all.
I say don't put them on a pedestal.
Right.
It's hard not to do.
It's hard not to do. Because when we see a movie star, Boris Joe, Denzel, we're like, ooh, you know, regardless of if they musty or
they mess up too.
They do.
They mess up too.
And I think that's what Lindsay Lohan, Britney Spears, all of those girls went through that because they broke out of themselves to be who they are in the public, and then the public will put you here, but then when you do one little thing, they will bring you down.
People like Lindsay Lohan, Britney, and even Miley Cyrus, because Hannah Montana.
Oh, yeah.
Well, look. To me, this was a smart move played out by Miley Cyrus. She was tired. She was too old to be Hannah Montana.
She was.
She wanted to break that mold and become Miley Cyrus. So she did the breaking of the mold. She went crazy twerking or whatever, and everybody like, oh, Miley has fallen off. But Miley did that to. I don't want you to. I don't want you to see me as Hannah anymore. I want to be Miley, because now she's not in the light as much.
She's not.
Because she's calmed down. She's made that statement.
Made her point, and now
and we do that as consumers. We do that. We want to see you in that position forever. You know.
And it's not fair.
It's not fair. Look at Raven Simone.
Exactly, and Macaulay Culkin.
All of them.
Like, he went off on the deep end.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure.
And they are young people in the business. And we put a lot of pressure on young people.
Exactly. And I think what happens sometimes, what happens with parents, they live vicariously through their child.
They do.
Or if
push them too far.
I wanted to be an actor, and so because I didn't become that, I want to push my child, no matter what. And I don't think sometimes that's not fair. You can lead to something that's unfortunate.
But the thing to me, I think what you do is you create a rebellious child.
Right.
That's what you're
Unless it's something they want to do.
Unless it's something they want to do. And the thing of it is, if it's something they want to do, then you don't have to push us all.
Exactly.
Right.
You don't have to push. It should
They'll be pushing you to go.
Absolutely. It should become a discussion at that time. It's okay, which avenue are we going to take?
Right.
Instead of pushing them.
Exactly. So that links to the question for both of you guys and for you guys out there. What do you do? How do you steer your child? You look at them to see what interest they have, or do you place an interest in them and steer them towards what you see that if they're a creative mind? Do you steer them towards the arts? Do you steer them towards acting or modeling?
Well, I think what you should do is you should introduce them to an array of things.
Exactly.
And then whatever piques their curiosity, whatever that catches their eye, as to say, wow, you take note of that. They like this. They're good in this. And then that's when the discussion needs to take place.
Exactly.
Take time. And
but having said that, you know a lot of kids waste money on different things they want to be throughout life.
Well,
I want to play soccer. I want to play baseball. Now I want to be a ballerina. Now I want to do tap dance. So you still let them do all of that.
Exactly.
Well, and then they'll settle into.
They will.
The one that they love the most.
Absolutely.
And at that elementary age, middle age, you still finding out who you are. You may like it all. You know, you may like to tap dance and play football at the same time.
I've been told I want to be a fireman, baseball player, astronaut, this one, or that one. I just say, okay. Okay. But when you find something that piques your curiosity, when you find your talent,
at a certain age?
Well, you can't say specifically at a certain age, but some people grasp the hopes of stuff earlier than others, or sometimes they may be late bloomers. You just never know.
And then
it's just whenever
they gravitate to that.
Whenever it's in college.
That's what I was going to say. Because some kids, they don't even know their major. They can go 2 years. That's why it's good that the universities have the 2 years. You take basically your core classes, and then you get, because you don't know
your major later.
You know, your junior year. You go ahead and get that over with, and you don't really know. Well, I like computers, but do I really want to be a computer engineer, or do you know? So, and sometimes it takes getting a degree in one thing, working in it, and then find out later on in life. You know, it takes people sometimes in their 40s.
Yes.
I have a girlfriend whose husband has an accounting degree.
Hello.
I have a girlfriend who has her husband has an accounting degree. he's a drug driver.
See what I'm talking about?
He said, I don't want to be in the office all day.
Yeah.
But you know, when you're young, you don't think that way. You just know you're supposed to go to school. And that's what we instill in them. But that's right. You take your general studies and go ahead and, you know, decide.
And there are so many opportunities.
You know, they're human, and they were caught up. They were young. Whitney and Bobbi were young. Bobbi was younger. But they were caught up in, so I think to judge them so harshly and say that Bobbi turned out this way because of her environment, obviously, if she had been famous with any other parent, she may have gone astray. But I think depression, you have to take that into consideration. And with her losing her mom, you know, within the last, 3 years or whatever, was the catalyst for all of this too.
And didn't really have time to grieve, maybe not have the proper therapy for that, you know, because the news media just, oh my God, they just plastered Whitney's death, and
I think it was just absolutely too soon for the show on our own, but the Houston show that they had just months after Whitney died. I think it was too much because it put her out there, and that's when everybody started seeing that. Oh, she looks higher, she looks this. I think it was just too soon.
And then maybe Bobbi Kristina maybe was feeling the guilt of, you know, being ashamed of, you know, because of. But and you made a good point that there are a lot of Bobbi Kristinas out here. We need to watch our kids. We need to pay attention to what's going on. Watch their habits. If you have an outgoing child that loves people, loves to play, then all of a sudden they start staying in the house.
There was wrong.
Something is up. Don't just say.
Don't ignore that.
Do not ignore. Don't just say, oh, he's having a bad day. Investigate. Moms, do not be afraid to look in your kid's backpack. Do not be afraid to go on your child's Facebook page or to find out what's going on, because you may have a Bobbi Kristina, or you may have an issue like what the Columbine, the kids getting so bullied and so depressed that they just lose it.
And I think for the most part, you know, my daughter says all the time, kids used to talk. People used to talk face to face, and now you have electronics. Kids don't interact with people anymore, and you have kids sitting off in the corner doing something, or in the garage making something that you might not, you know. So we have to keep an eye on our kids. We have to make sure that we know all we can know about our kids. You know, you won't know everything.
You know, please don't say not my child. No, please don't say that.
That's extreme denial. That's extreme denial.
Yeah, have you ever heard somebody say,
yes, because
my child would never do this.
Please don't.
And that's the very one that does it.
Exactly.
You know, so you can't.
All I know is the child that I'm trying to raise. When they're in the home with me, that's all I know. But when he walks out the door, and he's with this friend, I mean, we all we all have been this picture perfect person in front of our parents.
And then when we got with each other,
as soon as you get off the bus, we're gonna stand in the curb and we're gonna talk about something. We're gonna take them barrettes out of here.
Exactly. That's exactly what we're going to do. But you're right. You cannot say not my child. But we cannot be afraid
and don't
to
put your
investigate.
Child, and putting your child on a pedestal. A lot of parents put their children even over another sibling. This child is different from this child. This child. You can't do that, because that will be the very one that comes crashing down or disappoints you even. If it's just something as simple as not living up to your expectations.
So your expectations.
That's the opposite word.
Because what you expect of them, your dreams may not be their dreams. And it's as simple as that. And that's one thing that we need to identify with sometimes. You know, your dreams might not be the dream of your child. So I think the most important thing to do is to try to see what that child, have conversations. You know, you have to sometimes, we were talking about electronics. I think sometimes we need to just quote unquote unplug. We need to unplug for a weekend or something. And how many people have dinner together anymore?
Exactly. That was the purpose of sitting to the table, so we can talk. I can look in your eyes and see what's going on, because you can lie to me over text.
You
know, you can tell me I'm just over to Sandra's, and you're actually over to Harold's. Harold is. You know what I mean? You know, so let's get back into that family tradition of
cohesiveness.
Let's look at each other and talk, because we are seeing our kids are just falling by the wayside.
Yeah.
And another point is we have a lot of career parents now.
Oh yeah.
A lot of mothers working, some mothers working 2 jobs, single mothers working 2 jobs just to make ends meet, and they don't have the time to sit, so the kids are babysitting themselves.
Right. In my heart.
You act like we back.
Sorry.
Hey guys, we back.
Yeah.
Hey, we back.
But
Is anybody going to the Mardi Gras? You want?
Come take me to the Mardi Gras.
That's the wrong beat.
Yeah.
Now you
just said that because you got a Mardi Gras shirt on.
That's all. Anyway, tell people which ones you know about the Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras, boom, boom. No, I'm not.
I like going to Joe Kane and Fat Tuesday.
I like going to New Orleans to the Mardi Gras. And I haven't been to New Orleans to the Mardi Gras in
But
5 whole years. That's 10, but it's 5.
But do you go to one in Mobile here?
I used to.
Where it originated.
Did you say original? Original,
yes,
boo.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Put it on record.
Home of the Mardi Gras, Mobile, Alabama, not New Orleans. Oh, I'm sorry, not New Orleans.
Let it be known that
Do what you wanna. Do what you wanna.
I don't know this song.
Do what you want.
Yeah, but
But anyway, I see people saying that they're getting ball gowns.
Now I would like to go to a ball.
You go to the Mardi Gras ball.
Okay, what do they do at a ball? Is it like the prom? Do they walk in?
Do they have debutantes?
It's promish.
Do you have
You wear your
debutantes?
formals and you wear your tux and ties.
Do you walk in with your S?
You have a Mardi Gras king and
You have
queen,
your
right?
king and queen.
You
and some of them, yeah.
And you have like a grand marshal?
Grand marshal. That's like
Really?
it's a lot of different balls, and they have lots.
We
of
should
different-
go.
I
We're
want
going to go. Next year we're going to plan to go to the...
Why can't we go this year?
I think you have to be
invited
to go to a ball.
Really?
I don't think you can just walk up and say...
Somebody invite us to go to a Mardi Gras ball.
Or
Right?
tell us how to get invited if you need to be invited.
Look, when this airs, right in our comments,
Yeah, tell us how to get to Mardi. We want to go to a Mardi Gras ball. We're going to go shopping for gowns.
Yep, that'll be our next vlog. Shopping for Mardi Gras.
You wanna.
That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, we're going to shop for the Mardi Gras ball.
By the time we air
Gowns.
again, the Mardi Gras gonna be over with, isn't it?
No,
when is the Mardi Gras over?
Fat Tuesday.
I mean,
Fat Tuesday
is
on a Tuesday.
And it's fat.
going up
and down.
But somebody invite us to it. Why do you have to be invited to a Mardi Gras? Is it really
I
just like...
absolutely don't know if you even have to be invited. But
I bet
we
you
don't know the details.
Show up at a Mardi Gras
What if we
ball.
just show up? Okay, what if we just walk up with our gowns on to a Mardi Gras ball and pay for our tickets and say we want to come to a Mardi Gras ball?
Do we have to wear masks?
Not all of them.
You know, I want to
Are
wear
you
the ones.
sure?
I am.
I want to wear the ones, you know, when you look like Madam Butterfly.
Without a shadow.
You know
of a
how you look
doubt.
like Madam Butterfly? With the,
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's like a masquerade ball.
yes. No, you
See, I said
didn't.
that. Oh.
I mean, she took a lot of old.
But I want to go to a Mardi Gras ball.
Yeah.
I've never
So look.
been. I've never. When I say never been, I have literally never been to a Mardi Gras ball because these two and Tracy Lamar.
Who is Tracy Lamar?
Who is Tracy?
Who is Tracy Colleen Lamar?
Tracy, let me look right in the camera right now.
Let's all just
Pan in right now. Tracy,
Tracy.
you are MIA.
MIA.
Missing in
action.
WOL. A
girl.
We
have
are
needed you.
Oh, she absent without leave.
absent without leave. We did not tell her she could leave here.
Exactly. You're in
So,
trouble, girl.
we're gonna get
Trouble,
you
Colleen.
now.
TC.
All right, so we are wrapping it
But
up.
guys,
Thank you.
next week, what are we gonna be doing next week? Vlog.
We're gonna shop for some Mardi Gras.
We're
balls.
going out and about.
We're going out and about.
And we would love for
Never
you
know
guys
where
to
we're
come with us.
And about.
We're gonna bring you
And
guys with us next
yes.
week. And hopefully Tracy will be there. If not,
Oh
then,
Lord. Will y'all pray with us?
pray. Hope.
Right now, Lord, we ask that you send Tracy Lamar to this show
Ha baba.
in the name of all that is good and perfect.
Guys, you don't want to miss next week's show.
Join us next week as we go out and about in the city. Yes. Looking forward to all of you guys coming along with us. It has been fun. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you on Just Saying.
On Just Saying.
See you guys next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye. We like the kind that jingles, but we'd rather the kind that folds. Where's that from? Does anybody drop in the comments and let me know where that was from, what I just said. Coming. That's walking style. Okay, guys, one more thing before we go. Sandra does a great Coming to America. The guy that was singing at the wedding of the prince.
Yeah, do it, Sandra. Do it.
Could y'all do it for real?
Do it. Stop that right now.
No, do it.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. No.
She's your queen. Guys, join us next week for our out and about. You're going to go shopping with us.
Yes. Hanging out.
Bring some money. Bring your purse.
Bring your purse.
You want to shop?
Bring your card.
You ain't got to bring the purse. Just make sure you got the money.
That's your money because you guys are buying for us.
That's right. So comment, like, share, subscribe.